What's going on, guys? It's your boy Worthy Prince coming at ya. Today I want to talk a little bit about my carnivore lifestyle that I'm on, that I've been doing since October the 3rd, 2023. The reason I like to put these little grocery haul kind of videos up is just to kind of like let people know that it's not actually that costly to do a carnivore lifestyle, or maybe you're doing low keto, but either way, it's not as bad as what people think. When I first started doing carnivore, it was a bit more expensive because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was going for the more expensive steaks and things like that. But since I've got more knowledge and learnt about it and everything, I've managed to reduce the cost of my weekly shopping bill by quite a lot. Now, of course, if you compare this to the junk food and the takeaways and stuff that I used to eat 2 years ago, then yeah, it's like a massive difference, night and day. So today I'm just going to go through exactly what I got from my weekly grocery haul and give you the cost of, you know, how much it put me back by. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see behind me, I've got 6 big bottles of sparkling water, which I really do enjoy having. So I've got those. I've also got some eggs here as well. These eggs I've got are organic, free range. Okay, so they're not, I don't know if you could class them as pasture raised. We don't really have that term over here in England supermarkets, unfortunately. But organic free range is kind of the best I can get. So I want the most nutrients possible inside my eggs. And I get like 18 eggs a week. People think that eating lots of eggs will make you constipated, for example. Actually, it doesn't. It's just a myth, to be honest. Okay, so I do get a couple of steaks, but I only buy a couple of steaks a week now, just as my little treat. And it keeps the cost down, which is kind of nice. I've shown these before. I get a couple of mouth-watering ribeyes, which I can get 2 for £8. So it's literally £4 a steak, which is like $5, which is really cheap. As far as the thickness goes, they're pretty thick. You can see there, they're pretty thick steaks. And I would say they're probably around about 10 ounces each. So 2 10-ounce steaks for like $5 each. You can't go wrong with that. So pretty good stuff. Also, I'm not on lion diet. I don't do lion diet, so I'm just a carnivore. So I do eat other meats other than ruminant animals. Okay, and if you don't know what ruminant animals are animals that have multiple stomachs, like cows and lamb, mostly red meat, to be honest. But I do like chicken, so I got myself a nice big packet of chicken drumsticks, and I will put these in the air fryer for about 21-22 minutes on about 200, and they will come out crispy, juicy, and yeah, delicious. So really, really nice. I like to maybe get a couple of chicken drumsticks and put them on the side of my steak. Have a steak, couple of chicken drumsticks, job's done. Lovely stuff. Now this was a treat this week. I haven't seen this in my local supermarket before, not like this, and I just was like, oh hell yeah, that's gonna be my big treat for the week. Check this out. I got a massive, great big wild Alaskan salmon side. And it says on the packet here that it was actually caught using lines in the Pacific Ocean just off of Alaska. That was £10 for that massive piece of wild salmon, which is like $12. Really, really, really good quality salmon there. And what I'll do with this is I'll cut this probably into 3 portions, and I'll have that for my breakfast with some scrambled eggs. So yeah, really, really nice. So a lovely treat this week, picking up that lovely wild salmon side. Something different as well. I don't get a big bottle of this, and I just get it as a treat. Don't worry, it's not like a sweet milkshake. It's actually kefir, natural kefir. The ingredients on this, there is pasteurized cow's milk in it, but it's fermented with live kefir cultures. There's no added sugars or any nasties in there. It's just standard, bog standard, organic kefir. And of course, being on the carnivore diet, I am allowed to have this. It is classed as dairy. I try not to eat or drink, should I say, too much of this stuff, because as much as it doesn't make me gain weight, because it won't, it's just that it stalls any kind of like weight loss progress. And although I have lost a lot of weight, I was 410 pounds and I'm now down to 265, something like that. I've lost an absolute bunch. I've still got about 50 pounds I'd like to shed. So eating too much dairy, like cheese and kefir and all that kind of stuff, will actually potentially stall that. For me anyway, that's how that works. Maybe you guys are different, I don't know. But that's how that works. I also picked up some more salts. These are the salts I've been using lately, and I really, really like the taste of this. It's the Malden sea salt flakes. It's really nice. There's like chunky flakes in there. You just pick it up and, like, you know, grind it in your fingers over your steak. It's actually really nice. So yeah, these sea salt flakes are my favorite at the moment, these Malden ones. And then I get my main staple, and I get the, you know what's really funny about this is I don't think the supermarkets have caught up with this. You go into the supermarket to buy some ground beef, and everything that's lean with like 2% less fat is really expensive. You got to pay through the nose for it. However, this basic brown one here, which is 20% fat, 80% meat, so we've got the 20-80 ratio, which is just perfect, right? I get 500 grams, which is about a pound of ground beef for like £1.60. They haven't caught up with this. It's so cheap. And I get 4 of these. Sometimes I get 6. I get 4 to 6 of these a week. They're really cheap. And what I do is I just cut that in half and make 2 half-pound burger patties. And then a couple of fried eggs on top. You're good to go, aren't you? Really, really nice. So really cheap mincemeat is great for a meal. It's really, really good. And then, of course, I do get a couple of packets of bacon because, like, this is carnivore candy, right? If you're carnivore, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is this is the carnivore candy. Look at that. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So I get 2 big packets of back bacon, and I'll put one in the freezer, and I'll keep one in the fridge, and I'll also be having this with my breakfast. Sometimes if I feel peckish, and by the way, I say breakfast, I don't eat my first meal till about midday. I'm actually late today because I went grocery shopping, but I normally have my first meal around midday. I don't eat breakfast anymore because I'm not hungry. And I have my second meal around about 5, 6 p.m. And that's it. I just have 2 meals a day. No need to snack. I don't feel hungry. I got full satiety. I feel amazing. So yeah, check it out. We got the bacon. Like I said, sometimes I'll put a bit with the salmon and eggs if I'm feeling it. Sometimes I just do back bacon and eggs, and I have that for breakfast. But 2 packets of bacon and that salmon, more than enough for my like first meal choices. And of course, second meal choices, we've got the steaks, we've got the ground beef, I've got the chicken. So I can mix all that up and stuff and do dinners for myself throughout the week. And then, of course, I've got some more eggs in here. Eggs. Oh, it's a staple. Yeah, I love the eggs. Also, again, I like a bit of this. This is Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Now, I'll be honest with you, the Frank's brand does have a bunch of different ones I noticed today in the supermarket. They had buffalo wing sauce, they had chipotle sauce. The trouble is, if you look at the back of the other brands that they do, they have sugar in them, they have stuff like seed oils, they got stuff in them which is no good. The only one which I found is the original Frank's Red Hot Sauce. The one, this one here actually is really clean. If you're looking for something to add a bit of spice to your meat, your bacon, your eggs, but you don't want all that sugar and seed oil crap that's hiding in a lot of these sauces, I would definitely recommend this one to try out. It's not overly hot, but it adds a nice spice. It goes really well on chicken drumsticks and chicken wings. And the ingredients, it's fermented red cayenne peppers. So the fact they're fermented is really, really good. And then it's got spirit vinegar, water, salt, and garlic powder. That's it. There's no seed oils. There's no added sugar. It's really, really tasty. So I get 1 little pot of this a week, and I just sprinkle this on my chicken, sometimes on my meat, like my beef and stuff. I don't really put it on my ribeye steaks, but I put it on sometimes on my ground beef burgers just to add a bit of flavor. And then, of course, I added some more water. Oh, there we go. I've got 3 of these as well. So I've got like 18 bottles of just normal standard mineral water. Sometimes the most expensive thing on my shopping bill is the actual water. So I get 16 bottles, and inside each of these is 500 mils. Okay, I normally go through 2 or 3 of these a day. So I get 3 packets of these, as well as the 6 big bottles of sparkling behind me. So I've got plenty of nice natural mineral water. I don't drink tap water because no, I drink nice mineral water. Honestly, I think it's made a massive difference not drinking tap water. The only time I drink tap water is if I have a coffee. And I don't do that every day either. But if I do have a coffee, I just have a black coffee with some instant, or I do it in the French press, and it's absolutely delicious. But I do that once every few days. I'm not addicted to coffee. I don't need it to wake up in the morning. I'm always awake when I wake up in the morning. I'm ready to go. But sometimes I do like a coffee just in the afternoon, just for something different rather than just water. I found it at the beginning when I first started Carnivore very, very difficult. That was the hardest thing I found when I started Carnivore, was the drinking, because I was just thirsty for, I'll be honest with you, I was thirsty for Coke, I was thirsty for Dr. Pepper, I wanted fizzy sodas. Like, I really struggled, but I didn't break it, I stuck with it. And eventually, I got through it, and now I don't even think about it. I've been doing Carnivore since October 3rd, and I don't even think about any sodas or sugary drinks now. I'm more than happy just drinking my water on the daily. So there you go. That's literally everything I got. I mean, there's more than enough food there to get me through the week till next Friday. And I guess you now want to know how much all of this cost. Well, believe it or not, guys, this came in at an absolute staggering £56 for the entire week worth of food here. All this water, the meat, eggs, everything. £56. Which is, I guess, if you're talking about USD, like 65 bucks maybe? 65 bucks? And in comparison to what I see on the internet of people going grocery shopping for Carnivore and spending $100, $200, $300, $400, like, that's crazy. I've managed to get a really good selection of food here. The wild salmon, we've got ground beef, ribeyes, kefir, eggs, water, bacon. I've got all this stuff. £56 for the week shopping. I remember the old days when I used to get takeaways back like 2 years ago. It'd get to evening time, I'd have no groceries in the cupboards, and I wouldn't go out because I used to hate going out back then. And I used to just order a takeaway, and I would have this greasy, disgusting thing turn up at my door, and it would cost like 20 quid to get this pot of death. And I would eat it, and I would be like, ugh, after I finished eating it, and I'd like pass out asleep. And, you know, it'll be just crap. Life was shit. As simple as that. But you know what? That money was such a waste. And, you know, for not much more than 1 day's worth of takeaway, I got a whole week's worth of whole foods, which are going to give me loads of energy and make me feel amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, look, that's all I got for you today. It's pretty cool stuff. Let me know down in the comments if you're doing it and how you're getting on with it. And, yeah. Guys, that's my grocery haul for the week. I'll catch you in the next one. But until then, stay safe, everyone. And of course, peace out.